So, Coach, you can't talk about Maryland recruiting without someone bringing up the DMV. Tell us what the DMV is.
D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and man, what a great part of the country. Just a unique part of the country outside of football, just all that goes on here. And the most powerful city is, 7-8 miles from where we're sitting right now. And then, you got the major market with Baltimore just up the road from us, and the Virginia Beach area. And there's just, it's a neat area to live and be a part of. And then in particular, what we're talking about, there's so much talent from this area that plays high school football. And to me, it makes sense. It makes sense you play such high level football to stay at home and represent the DMV right here.
You could make a case before Maryland joined the Big Ten that Ohio was probably the most fertile ground within the footprint. A lot of people think DMV is even more fertile. How do you continue to keep the prospects coming to Maryland?
Players recruit players better than coaches do. We all like to think we're great recruiters and all that, and certainly there are guys that do a terrific job and take pride in it, but players recruiting other players is what really makes a difference. And so when you look at this class we're signing right now, this is the one that got the ball rolling. This is going to be the one that we can always draw back on. Now, these guys have made it, like the cool thing to do to stay home and play here. Because you look down that list of guys that we're signing here, they had options to go a lot of places. The who's who of college football is on their offer list. And a really large portion of those guys from here decided to stay here and play here. And so now, that makes it that much easier the next time around to get a group of guys and make that decision. These guys are kind of laying the groundwork, and we're the ones, maybe the first ones really to say, let's go do something special together and make this a special place.
You're going to sign probably somewhere around 18 from the DMV. Do you see that number staying and that big a part of every class here as we go forward?
Yeah, percentage-wise, yes. This is a big class for us. We didn't sign a full class last year. We saved some scholarships. That I just felt like now having a full year to recruit, we'd be able to really get the guys that we want to make sure we know want to be a part of our program. So we had some scholarships left from that. So this would be an abnormally large class, I believe. But percentage-wise, yes. I mean, this is our home. We're going to make sure that we always err on the side of taking guys from the DMV in our backyard that have just that sense of pride of being from here and playing for the school that represents here.
You have 5 top 300 prospects. How do you sustain that? How do you maintain and sustain that year in and year out?
It's a constant process. It's a grind, and you have to enjoy it. Because if you're not doing something, someone else is. And so, we're absolutely thrilled about this class, and we're certainly gonna celebrate that and enjoy that. Today's such a big day, signing day, and it's a great day for our program. But you go in our recruiting, our 218 board is already set, and that's a fluid thing. It continues to move, but we're already on those guys, and we have a 219 board we're already working on, and that's the reality of it.
How is it different going into a home as a head coach than it was as an assistant coach?
The biggest difference, you got to be on all the time. So
right.
that's that one visit, right? The buildup is for that one visit.
By rule, you're only allowed one.
You're only allowed one, right? So you get that one time, and usually that's scheduled out in advance because of my travel schedule and everyone else trying to get it set. And so, that's the one everyone's looking to. So that's the one visit. The whole family's there. All the aunts and uncles, everyone else, and so. It's enjoyable. I mean, it really is. But you got to be on. I mean, you always got to be on.
We're 2 days away from signing day right now. What's going on today and tomorrow?
just constant communication. You always just want to make sure everything's all right, everything's going good. Talking to all the people that are involved, moms, dads, coaches, whoever's all involved, and just making sure everything's lined up the right way. When there's communication, you're good. I always feel like if there's if you go a couple hours, or you text someone or you didn't hear back, okay, something's going on, something's wrong. I mean, to be honest with you, you live a paranoid life. You live paranoid. Like there's always something going on. You're trying to think of every angle that could be happening, and then so you're not surprised by anything. Is really the plan.
What about your emotions on signing day?
We're in the off season, we're not in games. So the emotion of a game you can't match. That is what it is. But probably the closest thing to that is the emotion of signing day. I mean, when you're sitting there looking at and you look back at a year's worth of work, sometimes even more than that, and now those guys are to see it through, and those guys become part of your program when they sign that NLI. I mean, it's amazing. It's a great feeling, and it's the optimism of it and the excitement of these young men and their families are now joining your program, and they've chosen you, they've trusted in you as a family to say, this is who I want my son to play for and be, whose life I want to have an impact on. I mean, it's a big thing.